Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. We are from group 2. Today we will present the result of our group discussion about acid and base. First, let me introduce our group members. The first is myself, Tiffany Salsabila Zahra. The second is Fitri Andaluri. The third is Melisa Putri, and the last member is Nikadek Dewi Anggraini. The first material is about acid and base theory. This material will be presented by Fitri Andaluri.
The first material is acid-base theory. There are three theories, namely Arrhenius acid-base theory, Bronsted-Lowry acid-base theory, and Lewis acid-base theory. Arrhenius acid-base theory. Acid according to Arrhenius in 1000 x 100 x 4 Svens Arrhenius, the Swedish chemist, attribute the nature of acid to the presence of hydronium ion H3O plus when a substance was dissolved in water. H3O plus ion can be simple to H plus ion, as for hydronium ion. When simple to H plus, the water molecular carrying H plus is removed. An example of Arrhenius acid is HCl, gastric acid, which is dissolved in water. Base according to Arrhenius. Bases are generally caustic, smooth like soap, and are compound which when dissolved in water will produce H- ion. For example, NaOX or sodium hydroxide and BaOX2 barium hydroxide are dissolved in water. So acids are compound which when dissolved in water will produce H plus ion, while bases are a compound which when dissolved in water will produce H- ion. Advanced stage of Arrhenius. Number 1. Cannot explain the nature of acid or base form substances that do not have H plus or H-. Arrhenius cannot say an H3 is a base because it does not have H-, even though an H3 is a base. Number 2, when NH2O is included in the reaction equation, there is no change in H2O in it. HCl aqueous plus H2O liquid to H plus aqueous plus Cl aqueous plus CH2O liquid. Even now in the truth that H plus will be attracted by H2O to form H3O plus ion or hydronium ion. HCl aqueous plus H2O liquid to H3O plus aqueous plus Cl aqueous. The solvent stage of Arrhenius. Able to distinguish the nature of acid and base in the water due to the presence of a H plus and H- ion. Next material, Bronsted-Lowry acid-base theory. In 1923, G.N. Bronsted, the Danish chemist, and T.M. Lowry, the British chemist, explained the concept of an acid-base or proton transfer. Brons-Lowry define an acid as a proton donor, hydrogen ion, and a base as a proton acceptor, hydrogen ion. An acid is a compound that can donate a proton H+ to another compound, also called proton donor. And while a base is a compound that accepts a proton H+ from another compound, also called proton acceptor. Acid-base conjugate pair. One of the development of the Brons definition of acid-base is the concept of conjugate acid-base pair, which can be defined as an acid and its conjugate base or base and its conjugate acid. The conjugate base of a Brons acid is the species that remain when a proton is removed from the acid. In contrast, a conjugate acid results from the addition of a proton to a Brons base. Each Brons acid has one conjugate base, and each Brons base have one conjugate acid. For example, the chloride ion Cl is the conjugate base from the acid HCl, and H2O is the conjugate base of the acid H2O+. Advantage of the Brons-Lowry theory. Number 1, can example as base reaction in the aqueous and non-water solvent. Number 2, in addition to molecular, Brons-Lowry can also explain cation and anions, the as acid or base. Number 3, can example the relationship between the strength of an acid and in conjugate base. The stronger the acid, the weaker the conjugate base, and the stronger the base, the weaker the conjugate acid. Except one stage of the Brons-Lowry theory. Number 1, unable to explain the concept or acid base for the reaction of acidic oxidase. CO2, SO3, and continue. And base oxidase and A2O, CaO, and continue to produce salt. Number 2, it cannot be explained the compounds such as BF3, AlCl3, and continue are acids because their compounds do not have proton or H+. Next material is Lewis acid-base theory. The Brons-Lowry theory is limited to reactions involving proton. Around us there are still many reactions that have acid-base property but are not in accordance with the Brons-Lowry acid-base theory. In 1932, the American chemist G. N. Lewis defined as acid and a substance that can annul in front of electron, and a base is a substance that can donate a pair of electrons. An acid is a molecule or ion that can accept an electron pair, while a base is a molecule or ion that can donate an electron pair. The disadvantage of Lewis theory. Number 1, unable to explain the strength of acid and base. Number 2, cannot explain acid such as HCl, H2SO4, which do not form coordination but will base, because according to Lewis, these compounds are not considered as acid. Number Number 3, Lewis' theory is not suitable for acid-base reaction. Neutralization. Advanced stage of Lewis' theory. Number 1 can extend the previous theory that to development and substance is acid or base does not have to involve the transfer of proton H+. Okay, next material will be delivered by Nikade.
Strong acids. Strong acids are the strong electrolytes. Strong acids are the mostly for practical purpose and are considered to be convoluted. Ionicity in water. Example: hydrochloric acid, phosphoric acid, and sulfuric acid. Strong base are all strong electrolytes that completely ionizes in water. Example: NaOH, KOH, and BaOH2. Weak acid. Most acid ionizes only slightly in water. At equilibrium, an aqueous solution of a weak acid contains a mixture for non-ionized acid molecules. Example: hydrofluoric acid, acetic acid. Weak bases are weak electrolytes and ionizes very little in water. Example: ammonia.
Okay, now move to third material about acidity. This material will be presented by myself. The pH of the solution is measure of the molar concentration of hydrogen ions in the solution, and as such in a measure of the acidity or basicity of the solution. Because the concentration of H plus and OH mean ions in aqueous solution are frequently very small numbers and therefore inconvenient to work with Soren-Sorensen in 1909 proposed a more practical measure called pH. The letter pH stands for power of hydrogen, and the numerical value is defined as the negative base 10 logarithm of the molar concentration of hydrogen ions in mole per liter. Next, measure of the acidity. There are multiple methods of measuring pH. The first is the most common method is a pH method, which involves a pH-sensitive electrode, usually made of glass, and a reference electrode. The second is acid-base indicator change color in response to different pH value. Litmus paper and pH paper are used for quickly, relatively imprecise measurement. There are strips of paper that have been treated with the indicator. The third is a colorimeter may be used to measure the pH of a sample. A vial is filled with a specimen and a reagent to add to produce a pH-dependent color change. The color is compared against a chart or standard to determine the pH value. Next is measure the pH of the solution theoretical. A common means of expressing quantity, the value of which may span many orders of magnitude, is to use a logarithmic scale. One such scale that is very popular for chemical concentration and equilibrium constant is based on the P function. Defined as shown here, x is the quantity of interest and log is the base 10 logarithm. So, Px equals mean log x. The pH of the solution is therefore defined as shown here, where concentration of H3O in the molar concentration of hydronium ions in the solution. pH equals mean log concentration of H2O+. Rearranging this equation to isolate the hydronium ions molarity yields the equivalent expression. So, concentration of H2O+ equals 10 to the mean pH. Likewise, the hydrogen ion molarity may be expressed as a P function or POH. POH equals mean log concentration OH or concentration OH equals 10 to the mean POH. Finally, the relation between these two ion concentration expressed as P function is usually derived from the Kw expression. So, Kw is concentration of H2O plus multiple concentration of OH min. Then, min log Kw equals min log concentration of H2O plus multiple concentration of OH min. Then each concentration is paired into min log concentration of H2O plus log concentration of OH min. So, pKw is pH plus pOH. At 25 degrees Celsius, the value of Kw is 1.0 multiplied 10 to the min 40. And so, 40 is pH plus pOH. As we learn later, the hydronium ion molarity in pure water or any neutral solution is 1.0 multiplied 10 molarity at 25 degrees Celsius. The pH and pOH of a neutral solution at this temperature are therefore pH is min log concentration of H2O plus equals min log 1.0 multiplied 10 to the min 7 is 7. And pOH is min log concentration of OH equals min log 1.0 multiplied 10 to the min 7 equals to 7. Acid and basic solution at 25 degrees Celsius can be distinguished by their pH value as follows. For acid solution, concentration of H plus is greater than 1.0 multiplied 10 to the min 7 molarity. So, the pH of acid solution is less than 7. For basic solution, concentration of H plus is less than 1.0 multiplied 10 to the min 7 molarity. So, the pH of basic solution is greater than 7. And for neutral solution, concentration of H plus is equals to 1.0 multiplied 10 to the min 7 molarity. So, the pH of neutral solution is 7. Okay, for the last material was about acid-base nature of salt will be presented by Melisa Putri.
My name is Melisa Putri. I will explain the topic of acid-base nature of salt. The first, salt that produces a neutral solution. A salt composed of a strong acid and a strong base does not change the color of litmus paper, neither red litmus or blue litmus. This indicates that the salt solution is neutral. For example, potassium sulfate salt K2SO4 is formed from a strong acid H2SO4 and a strong base KOH. When the salt is dissolved in water, it will not undergo hydrolysis. This is because the salt ions come from strong acid and strong base do not react with water. The pH of this salt is 7. Next, salt that produces an acidic solution. A salt of a strong acid and a weak base turns blue litmus red and does not change the color of red litmus. This indicates that the salt solution is acidic. For example, ammonium sulfate salt that comes from the neutralization reaction of a strong acid H2SO4 and a weak base NH4OH. When the salt is dissolved in water, it will undergo partial hydrolysis. So, the hydrolysis for this salt is called partial hydrolysis. Next, salt that produces an basic solution. A salt of a weak acid and a strong base turns red litmus blue and does not change the color of blue litmus. This indicates that the salt solution is basic. For example, potassium carbonate K2CO3 when comes from a strong base KOH and a weak acid H2CO3. When the salt is dissolved in water, a partial hydrolysis reaction occurs. So, it is called partial hydrolysis. And the last, a salt in which the cation and anion are hydrolyzed. Salt derived from weak acid and weak base can be acidic, basic, or neutral. Number 1, if Kb from an anion is greater than Ka from anions, then the solution must be a basic solution because much more anions hydrolyzed than cations. At equilibrium, there will be more OH- ions than H+ ions. Number 2, on the other hand, if the Kb of the anion is smaller than the Ka of the cation, the solution will be an acidic solution because the hydrolysis of the cation will be more than the hydrolysis of the anion. Number 3, if Kb is approximately equal to Ka, the solution is nearly neutral.